Today, we are diving into what it takes to build a life and a business that speak louder than any title or paycheck. How to not only win, but win with purpose and legacy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of the Carlos Inspire Show. It's about to go down. It's your boy, Carlos Siqueira, aka Carlos Inspire, and Alexi in the house. What's up, Alexi?
Hello, Carlos, and it's definitely about to go down. It's been a long time coming, but I'm excited how God is moving in our way.
Yes, my friend. I'm super excited for this episode. You guys know how we started, even from the thumbnail, as we were promoting. The hint is video books. And we're going to be sharing some incredible strategies that will catapult your business to heights never seen before. And for everyone that listens and comments and engages and stays into the end, Alexi will be giving away a $2,500 course on the video book proprietary strategy that he's been teaching his students this past couple of years and propelling them to incredible heights. So, with no further ado, my friend, you are a visionary when it comes to spotting patterns and helping others gain an edge. Can you break down the concept of video books for us? That's part one of that question. And part two, what is the unfair advantage they offer? And why do you think every entrepreneur should have one in their toolkit?
Carlos, let me first and foremost start with what's in it for your amazing community and network. The truth is, time and time again, working with my clients and my strategic partners, I've seen one asset that would outperform everything else. And yes, the secret is out, it's video books. And the reason why I say that, one of the things that we've noticed all of a sudden, that people were getting greater engagement. My clients were having more people show up on their calls, on their meetings, and there were higher quality of people. And we're trying to figure out, like, what happened? What was the difference? And the difference that we have found, those customers, those consumers, or those potential partners of theirs had a chance to consume their video book. See, one of the most amazing things when it comes to video books, it's one of the highest levels of communication. See, if it's in print, you can communicate information. When it's sound, you can communicate not only information, but also your intent, the energy, right? But last but not least, in video, you can communicate information, your emotion, and last but not least, the nonverbal communication, which most experts will say it's actually 97% of your communication. So, one of the things that we saw when somebody would consume an hour or two video book, right? And the strategy breaks down how you actually put it together. Not only do they know who you are, what you stand for, why you're actually there, but more importantly, why is it important and to them? See, that's the key element about doing the video book right. See, most people, one of the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of times entrepreneur makes, whether it's the website or their presence, they make it all about them versus making it all about the person that you're serving. Because at the end of the day, that's what's the important thing, right? It's not your degrees that's important. It's your results that you can deliver to your clients or to transfer them. So when it comes to video books, it's one of the best forms that allows us to create that know, like, and trust better and faster than anything else. And let's take it a moment and take a step back for a second, right? Because you've shared with your audience that one of my gifts is being able to recognize patterns. And that is true. But one of the things, not only do I rely on my intuition and what's possibly coming, I like to back it up with data. So when it comes to data, let's take a look at one of the biggest companies out there when it comes to this field, and that is Amazon. Amazon owns Audible. One of the most interesting case studies that they've done is that in 2008, their sales of printed books was overpassed by their audiobooks. So that means the audience, the market is moving. They rather consume information in an audio form versus printed. There are, your raving fans of actual printed work, and you can do the same thing even with your video book. One of the things that I love about the strategy is one of the things I teach my clients all the time. If you're going to invest something or like time into a project, make sure you can repurpose it, right? By doing a video book this way strategically, one, you have the video format done. You can take out the audio. Now you have an audio version of your book that somebody can consume, whether in the podcast or in a car. And last but not least, if you're still want to satisfy those, your raving fans of print, you can transcribe your video book. You can have an editor go through it, clean it up. I still like to have it making sure that it's still in spoken word, meaning it's not how you would write or how you would type. It's how you would speak, because that's how we consume information the most. And so hopefully that gives you guys just a bit of an idea why video books, why is it important? And I'm happy to break down even more, some of the key elements, because I was actually following Carlos on his LinkedIn and answering some of the profiles and questions and comments that were coming in. And one of the individuals was saying, hey, this is a very viral topic. And one of my replies was, yes, it is. And how you put it together, the strategy and the elements make all the difference.
Yes. Amen. And as you were talking, I'm just like self-reflecting here. Some of the things, and because if an entrepreneur who's listening us now and who is struggling, right, to attracting more clients, to sell more of their books, just by applying the strategies that we are uncovering here on this episode, and the powerful gift that you're going to be giving away at the end, valued $2,500, no strings attached. And it's very powerful. You guys know we've done an episode with my good friend Don Green, the founder, president of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And I was breaking it down how powerful Audible book is, right? It's one asset that costs $0 to produce. If you're producing yourself, you're recording, you have a studio, or even if you have to rent a studio to record your audiobook. But now you have the asset that you control. If you are self-publishing it, costs $0 pretty much to produce an audio book that now can sell over and over again on Audible or on Google Audiobooks, right? Two places that you can sell your audiobooks. And you can produce now an Audible book over and over again, because we're getting data in real time from the giants that is bypassing the physical copies of book. Same thing with social media companies. They're giving us data. I'm part of multiple underground groups with Meta and different social media companies where they're telling us we want more videos. They are all battling for videos. What do you think? LinkedIn now has a feed with showing videos and more videos and more videos. If you get on that feed, now you just got yourself a ton of impressions and views at zero cost. YouTube and Elon as well, X, they're all battling it. They want to take some of those clients from YouTube. So it's such a powerful story. As you were talking, Alexi, I was thinking about when I launched my book. For some of you guys that have been following me for a while, Work Like an Immigrant. Shout out Coach Brown for the Golden State Warriors. He got the book for the entire team. And it was a massive success. And in 2019, Mentor Bucks, who's owned by Ty Lopez and Alex Meir, very successful entrepreneurs out there and CEOs of companies. Alex had a $100+ million exit on a relationship app. So those guys know how to build, cool stuff. And my book on Mentor Bucks was a hit. I even had a little clip here that I had my team put out, and I want to put it out. And as you guys can see, exactly to Alexis' point, look how much bigger is that connection of me talking about the book. The book is being filmed. I flew into LA at one of Ty's mentioned. I bought a billionaire friend of mine. He want to come with me to see me recording the book. So, I even brought friends, and which everybody, the whole staff was like, oh my God, you have a billionaire that came in with you to watch you film it? Like, yeah, he told me that he want to see me, and he never came to Ty Lopez's house. And I say, let's go. You be my guest. I didn't even ask permission. And all the whole entire staff were blown away. Ty was like, oh my God. So here's the video. Check it out. It's less than 1 minute. Wait a minute. As I'm probably thinking, what is going on? This 300-pound teddy bear with a red card in his hand. Let me tell you something. This is a red card that I gave myself a long time ago, when I no longer wanted to be here. You see, what I'm about to tell you over here, and what you are going to read in this amazing book that I've been journaling for the last 30 years, Work Like an Immigrant, it's like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Hell's gonna break loose out of nowhere. Just to give you an idea. Imagine an amazing woman is walking around, and a man who was about to become a priest saw that woman, and he fell in love with her. So exactly to my brother Alexi's point of view, it's no way in hell I can whistle, and I can say I whistle in writing, but when you see me whistling in real time, you're gonna be like, what the heck? Did he just whistle with his mouth? It's a whole other experience, right? Because in a video, like you say, now we are attaching and tying to all the modalities of learning. What is the modalities of learning of your ideal clients? Have you ever done that data mining? Those are some of the things that I teach. And so that's why, as you were talking here, but I was like processing all these, and I was like, it's incredible what this can be. And which takes me to the second question, because in some of our conversations, you and I, we spend so much time on many stages that we happen to been together and backstage and talking. And you talk about building a CEO Inc. How do we create a strong foundation, in your opinion, for our listeners here, for a life and business where we work smarter, not harder? Part one of the question. And part two, what is the mindset shift required to get to that level?
Carlos, that's an amazing question that I've literally been, trying to answer for the last 20 years. And some of the things that I've learned, like creating video books, is some of the answers that have come up as a result that I get to share with my strategic partners first, and then my community, like yourself, and their communities. And see, I want to actually take a moment and take a step back and maybe go at this in a little bit of a different way. See, when it comes to creating a life that you don't have to quit, or an impact that will outlast your lifetime, see, it all starts with who you are, your concept, and your ideas. See, which brings the concept of the book forward. See, by putting down your ideas, your intellectual property, in a format like a book, you literally are creating legacy that you can pass on to your kids. And if you don't have kids, maybe to some of the kids in your community, in your network, so they don't have to suffer for and pay for the lessons that you've learned the hard way. See, that was part of the reason why I started writing my first book originally, because I had people asking me again and again the same questions, and I honestly got tired of answering them. Said, listen, one of my mentors eventually said, you know what, you probably have to write a book. And that's really started the whole process. Me putting my ideas down as my way of paying it forward. But see, not only do you create a legacy for your community and your family, but if you do it right, systematically and strategically, you start having a difference in your business, because people will do business with people they know, like, and trust. And the book allows them to get to know you faster and easier. And just like you were sharing the experience of recording your video book in Ty Lopez's home, see, even you just playing that 30-second clip, or maybe it was 60 seconds, it changed my state. Not only did I hear you, not only did I see you, I felt you. And that's a big difference, right? I know we have some of the greatest books that sometimes, the words will jump off their page, but there's nothing like having an experience. See, when it comes to having an experience that changes your life, that's what we're talking about. That's what will allow you to connect with your clients and start creating your network. And see, when it comes to creating a CEO mindset, right, of you Inc., here's one of the cool things that you can use with a strategy very strategically, even if you're literally starting at zero, right? Once you take a moment to write down the ideas, the biggest lessons you've learned out of life, you put them into this video book and you create this asset. You share it with one friend, right? You look at your network, you look at the people that you are surrounded by, and you write a list of all those people. And you ask yourself, who's one person who's in alignment, who's inspires me, who's there to not only take from me, but to actually add value to my life. And you share that book with them. Ask for their opinion, ask for their feedback. Now they're going to be part of your inner circle. And when you go to them and ask them, are they willing to have your back no matter what? Are they willing to go on your journey with you because they've just seen the picture and the vision in your book? And if they say yes, they become your first strategic growth partner. See, we all have limited time, limited resources on this earth. And that's where strategic elements of this concept become exponentially important. See, I have huge networks of people that I love, but I only have so much time to give.
Yeah,
So I
no,
started asking myself, who are the people most deserving of my time?
that's a great question, but it's a great. And as you were talking here, Alexi, I was actually, reading, one of your slogan, right, which is you are one relationship away. And I often tell people you are one stage away, you are one post away. Sometimes you do that one post, that one interview, that one stage, right? Even if you don't go viral, but you build that one relationship that would open so many doors. And that happens to be your mantra for a long time, the one relationship away. So my question to you is, that's one of your core messages in your work, is that we are always one relationship away for that next big step, the big leap, right? Can you tell us about a moment when you connected someone to an opportunity that changed his life? And what does it mean to be the catalyst for others?
Carlos, I love that question, and I'm happy to. I mean, there's so many stories; it's kind of hard to pick one. But before I share that story, I actually want to share a vulnerable personal story because the core message of one relationship away means a lot more to me than just a brand.
Hmm.
Because to me, that way of living actually began from one of my darkest times. I literally built a seven-figure company in my 20s. And then by mid 20s, I was depressed and having suicidal ideations. This is meaning I wasn't ready to quit on life, but I definitely didn't have any reasons to stay around, to stick around. And one of the favorite quotes that I live by now is by man, it chokes me up even thinking about this moment right now. Uh, See, one of my favorite quotes is "You're the average of the five people you choose to surround yourself with" by Jim Rohn. See, but I was so down and out. I didn't have the ability to sustain five relationships. I said, what if I can have one relationship that will make all the difference? And for me at that time was a mentor that literally rebuilt me brick by brick. And one of the things that I promised, as it was given to me, I will choose to pay it forward. And the funny thing was that when you create an intention, God gives you an opportunity. See, I was almost ready to quit on this idea of one relationship away. I was going to go back to my core business and just move forward with life. I said, you know what? Maybe I'm not meant to speak on stages or make a difference in the world. Maybe I'm just good at making money and that's all I'm good at. I was meeting with a friend of mine, His name is Eli. And Eli Wilder was running an event for a few people in my local area. And I said, listen, I got to go see Eli. I haven't seen him in forever. And I wanted to check it out. It was a 1 day event. And then this 1 day event, I was sitting to a woman, and she was very nice. We had a few quick conversations, but we didn't know each other. That's the truth. And at lunchtime, we just started talking, and she was sharing with me some of the things that she was working on. And something inside me asked me to ask her this question. I said, listen, are you possibly getting to speaking? And she says, yeah, I kind of am. I said, listen, I know this is a lay. Everybody promises you the world, and then you never see them again. I said, I cannot make any promises, but would you be interested in speaking in India in front of 5,000 women? She says, oh my God, that would be amazing. That would make my dream. I said, okay, let me make some phone calls. Within a couple of days, I connected her with a dear friend of mine who's like a godmother to me. She was taking amazing women to India to speak and to share their message on one of the biggest stages when it comes to really make a difference in women's lives. It was called the Women's Economic Forum. The cool thing is she actually acted on the opportunity. I never thought that she would do it because literally the event was 2 weeks away and she just found out about this opportunity to speak. Not only did she go, she took her crew and everything, she prepared it, and she showed up like a professional. She spoke, she gave her message. And then I got the phone call that literally stopped me in my tracks. I was in one of my meetings and I received this phone call or a message because I missed the phone call, as I don't take phone calls when I'm in the meeting. And this amazing woman is calling me in tears. As I pick up this message, I'm going, oh my God, what just happened? She's like, Alexi, you really don't know what you did. And I'm like, what the hell did I do? So I call her right away because I'm like, okay, this is important. I need to make sure everything is okay. And she says, listen, you really don't know what you did. And I'm like, okay, can you please tell me? So I can. She says, I've been very successful in my life. I've made multiple seven-figure companies and partnered with many others. And the thing is that it was amazing that my family never recognized my ability to make a difference in this world. See, it was really amazing that she was so successful in the world, and yet her family saw her as the ugly duckling. But the amazing thing is that her family was in the room when she was giving her talk and then receiving the greatest award of this organization, which was Woman of the Decade Award.
Wow. Wow.
Next
What a
morning, breakfast, her father came over to her and said, I'm so sorry. I never saw how amazing you are.
wow. Yes, what an incredible story. I mean, I'm just, me, I was raised by women and I mentor quite a few women. And I love when I hear messages like that, from people when they message, hey, Carlos, I got that one stage. You told me be patient. 90 days, 100 days later, got the stage. And that one stage was their first big payday. Doesn't matter the number, whether it's 30K, 50K, 100K. It's like they never thought it's possible. It's I often talk about it, right? You hang around the barbershop long enough, you get a haircut. It's like you're that one person away. As you are talking here, this person here, Mr. Tony freaking Robbins, man. At one stage right there, changed my entire life. Sometimes you are one person away when you're vulnerable, when you share powerful stories, you get invited to speak with your idols on their stage. And you end up meeting great people. You actually mentioned somebody here on the show, Eli, that actually works for Tony for many, many years. He was one of his number one sales guys. Good friend of mine. I remember hooking Eli up back in the day to a stage. He was looking for stages in San Jose, Bay Area, Silicon Valley to promote Tony's events. I'm like, I'm going to hook you up. Some of my connections in the insurance banking space, I'm big in that space. I like teaching money, how to leverage those assets, do what the billionaires are doing and not teaching. And yeah, so this is good, man. You brought me some great memories, and as you were talking about, I just love, when look where it came from, one relationship, right? You met her and you hook her up, and now she's on a stage, and now she's getting in front of a 5,000 women's, and now she's hearing something that she's probably been looking for her entire life. I bet you many of you guys over here listening to us, when is the last time, right? If your parents are still alive, or if they're no longer here, that they, remember that they told you that they were proud of you. And sometimes the closest people to us, they destroy a dream when that is an opportunity to you, for you making a trip, maybe leaving your town for a few months, or moving to another city, another country, even if it's about a pay cut, but it's to doing something that you love, your hobby, whatever that thing is, right? Become an outdoor speaker, a fisherman, a painter. I don't care. Whatever the thing is, I cannot tell you what to do. Alexi, we can mentor you and help you grow a company, but it has to come from you. What is that desire? What is that one thing that you want to become known for? When you are no longer here, when they think about that word, that color, that whatever, they think of you. That's the type of brand that you want to build. Ones that last. I want to be the guy that ends hunger. I want to be one of the guys that hand poverty, that hands sex trafficking, that ends organ trafficking. I want to be one of those guys. I want to be one of those guys that they talk about, like we talk about our brother Jim Rohn. We talk about Napoleon Hill. We talk about Clement Stone. We talk about Nelson Mandela. I want to be one of those guys. But the only way that we can do it is by helping others get into what they want, being that one relationship away that my brother here just described. Damn, man, you got me thinking over here, brother, and going back in time, and I love it. I love it. I often talk about, you got to find it. You got to find it. You got to go deep in there, because purpose isn't found in what you do, my friend. It's found on why we do it. I pray that you guys find that purpose, and that you guys hear that from your parents, from your loved one, from your spouse, from your children, that I am proud of you, because you deserve more. I want you to hear my voice. You that are watching live, and you hear they're going to be listening later on the replay. I wanted to give you more. Man.
Carlos, I want to add something on this exact point. As you're sharing, something really came up from the bottom of my heart. And that is, man, hopefully you're not going to have me crying on this thing. When I was in my lowest
I love
point,
it. And before you tell me, I just want to give a shout out. We have this is live, guys. For you guys over here live, got one of my clients here, Dr. Jeff Redford. The stage is coming. The stage is coming. Let's go, baby. Dr. Jeff Redford, check him out. Incredible leader. The merciful leadership. If you guys are looking for a incredible speaker for leadership stages, that's the man, the myth, the legend out there. And check the episode that we did, the merciful leadership, on the Carlos Inspire Show.com every Monday at 7:17 a.m. Pacific time. A new mind-blowing episode is coming out. This episode here that we are filming today will be coming in 2 weeks from now. It's going to be episode number 81. Forgive me if I missed the number, team. We have one episode coming this Monday, and then the following Monday, 2 weeks from now, will be this episode here. And so shout out to my brother, client, incredible friend, legendary Dr. Jeff Redford. Look at that, brother Jeff. Live shout out on the show. Right now, back to you, Alexi. You are going to share something at one of your darkest, lowest moments, and you got me curious on to tell me about it. I love stories and hearing them.
Well, going back to the story, I actually, as you're sharing, I want to say one thing. One thing I get every partner of mine to agree on is that they are more amazing than they know. And the reason why I know that, it goes back deep to the story I was just about to share. When I was in my darkest moments, in my lowest low, If you were to tell me that I would be doing the type of work that I'm doing, 10 years later now, I would have laughed at you. I genuinely would. So when you have a dream, a desire that's deep within inside you, flame it. You know what? Take half a step forward towards it and just continue moving forward no matter what, because your day will come. See, Dee Dee's day came when she met me, but maybe you already know that person and you're just not realizing it. One of the things I always talk about is that when you're looking for that one relationship way to give you a hand up, never forget to turn around and see who you can give a hand up to, because you could be the blessing that the person is praying for. And how I learned that lesson is exactly through Dee Dee's story. See, when I gifted her that opportunity, when I connected her with one of my closest relationship without asking for anything in return, you guys have to realize this was a stranger, the person I met for the first time. I chose to give in abundance without asking for anything in return. And see, the story didn't end there. The story had actually a different ending. See, about 6 months after that shocking message, she ended up calling me. She said, "Listen, Alexi, are you in town? Are you in LA?" I said, "Yeah, I'm in LA. What's going on? I have two events that I'm running, or one I'm running one, attending another. And what's going on? How what's good? What's been good with you?" And she says, "Listen, I have my own event that's going on this weekend, and I would love for you to be there." I'm like, "Okay." Would have been nice to know ahead of time, but listen, Didi has become a family to me. She's like a sister from a different mister. And I said, "Listen, for you, I'll make it work." Well, I'm at this event, the first day the opening ceremony begins. And all of a sudden, Didi starts sharing the story about how this event all started. She's sharing our story, how we met. She's sharing how I was able to connect her to the stage of her dream and the stage that made all the difference. And I'm in a surreal moment because I'm hearing the story, but I'm not connecting it until she says my name. She says, "This person is in the room."
Wow.
And the crazy moment was, it was such a surreal moment because for the first time, I had more than real evidence of this concept of one relationship really working beyond what I even imagined. Because all of a sudden, I was looking at a room of 350 people, women mostly, that their life was being changed by this event. Because what Didi ended up doing, she ended up connecting with the organizer of the Women Economic Forum that has mainly been ran in India only, and she brought it to Los Angeles, to United States. That was their first event in the United States.
Wow.
I was literally in tears because what Didi didn't know, I was almost about to give up on my dream of one relationship way just a few weeks before. I ended up on Eli's one day event.
Wow.
And
What a
once I saw that moment, there's nothing anybody could have ever done to change my mind. That one relationship way works. And it makes more difference than most people will ever realize. When you become conscious about the relationships that you choose to maintain, and more importantly, invest to and grow, your life will change. And one of the best ways to create, upgrade, and sustain those relationships is through a video book, something that's close to you, that can add value to these amazing individuals in your community so that they can take your message and easily pay it forward to others so they can hear what you can teach them. So you can strategically come together and create a difference in the world that will never be forgotten. Just like you mentioned, Les Brown, Mahatma Gandhi, right? So many other people that can be seen as true thought leaders that made a difference in the world. And here's the thing. Who says you're not one of them? You are a thought leader, whether you realize it or not. Choose to document your journey. You don't have to come up with content. It came from Gary Vee, a man that I admire, that I get a chance to meet because of One Relationship Way. And when you are focused and you truly know your destination and you're willing to pay the price, that's one of the other key things. Most have a dream, but it's more of a fantasy because they don't have a plan, or nor are they willing to actually invest time, money, or effort into actually making that dream a reality.
You know, as you are talking about this and sharing this story, man, it was taking me back when I used to sell bread on the streets. You know, I was that one guy that I was helping some of my friends that were stuck, you know, because, you know, we were all kids. Some of us were new at selling on the streets and we'll get bullied by the older ones. And, you know, we're coming to downtown where people are getting ready to go to work early in the morning, hop on a bus so we could sell our goods and services faster. But the older boys, they would, you know, bully us like, no, go away, because they want to sell their stuff first. And they would beat us. You know, some of my friends was actually, they died. They were murdered. But, you know, I used to tell them a message that I remember I did a banner that I'll show you guys here, to never give up. And that's why I always love to share the bicycle story. That's only one way in life when you never give up, and that is to going forward. And when you never give up and you become that little boy that's so bred that you at your lowest, at the lowest, when they tell you that you don't belong in this side of town, that you dream too much. And now they are the ones messaging you on your posts on social media. Oh my God, you on the stage, and you, oh my God, you with Wesley Snipes and Roberto Carlos and Jay Shetty and this and Les Brown with 10 plus billion views and blah, blah, blah. And I tell them, praise the Lord. That was a little boy that chose to never give up. I think that little boy. I tell the person, praise me. No, you praise the Lord. I'm just a vessel here that happen to be very good at teaching and communicating and telling stories and helping others achieve their goals and their dreams. But that little boy, if it wasn't him, he would have killed himself if God wouldn't stop him, because of all the evil that that little boy went through. And just like my brother here, he didn't give up. He didn't quit. And he saw the story of Diddy, his client. Not P. Diddy. Don't even think about it, guys. We don't go to those type of parties. You know, you'll never catch me on a photo or on a party. Like, I'm a Marine. You don't mess with God's children, but I'm not even going to get started. You know, but wow, man, what a story. And Alexi, I mean, you know, you and I, we are big when it comes to building communities. We document, and you're talking about my brother, Gary V. Shout out to Gary. You know, I know that brother over there. Let's freaking go. And, you know, it is a true key to success. Most people, they underestimate the power of community. And guys, you guys listening to me here, many of my clients, when they come to me, and I tell them all the time, you don't have to be 1 million followers, 100,000 followers. You can literally have 100 to 1,000 loyal followers who are truly raving fans, and you can create some magic. You know, I used to tell them, I had many churches coming to me around COVID and they were struggling to raise money. And I said, guys, you don't need that many people. Let's bring 100 people to 1,000 people on a Zoom, and we get them giving 10 to 20 bucks, and we will raise a few $1,000 that will keep the lives of the church on. And they're like, wow, Carlos, I never thought of that. Like, yes, you don't need that many people. We got 100 people doing 10, 20 bucks. Some of them will do 50 or 100. But what if we get 1,000 people on YouTube giving just $10? Now we just raised $10,000 for a church, or if somebody passed away, or if someone that you love, that you're raising money and you need to do a GoFund, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe you want to fund your dream. What if you master how to tell that story? and you got on a few podcasts and a few shows, and you network with local newspapers and talk to a few journalists in your local town, and you formed a relationship, that one relationship away that we've been discussing here in this show. So you see, guys, I wanted to for you guys to think about this, because this little kid, he had a dream, and he been through some crazy odds to be here. And you guys know this story. Father died in a car explosion. Stepfather was murdered. We all have our stories. Might just happen to be a little bit more darker than most, but it doesn't matter. It's your story. And Alexi, you are a firm believer in community building. Why? In today's world, my friend, is it more important than ever to build and nurture communities? And what can a strong community really do for an individual's journey? I really wanted to lay the law on the land. I talk about this a lot, but you've been also doing this for a very long time. I wanted them to break it down and let us know, and take us to church.
That's an amazing question. And I would say it really starts first and foremost with one idea. And it's an idea that I hear my friend and a business partner of mine say all the time. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great.
Amen.
Any dream, any desire, any community starts with that first step, right? The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And that's why I was saying that one of the most important, most vital things that you can do for yourself, whether you have a dream, desire, or just that hope inside, that your environment is stronger than your willpower. I've learned that lesson the hard way. It cost me 100 grand, actually. I was sitting in one of my business breakthrough workshops, and I'm like, oh my God, the community that you have around you, not only does it determine what you think, how you act, but how your life will actually end up. See, one of the quotes I love sharing from time to time is that people don't decide their future, their environment does. See, you can have the greatest goals to be the healthiest person, to be the wealthiest person, or to be the happiest person. But if you are around people, around community that does not support those ideals, before you know it, you'll be more like them than like your dream. See, they've actually done many studies that show literally if you are spending time with people that make less money than you, within 1 year, you will move 20% towards that standard. The great news is the same applies with the positive aspect. If you hang out with people that are more positive, that make more money, that make a greater impact in the world, you'll move 10 to 20% towards that standard. And so for me, that's why community is so important. But let me take you back for a moment, right? Why is that? Because that's one of the things that my brain loves to figure out, is that if you really think about it, as a species, we have survived for one and one reason only. That is community. Because we're definitely not the smartest animal. We're definitely not the fastest or the strongest. So through communication and building community, we are able to not only survive, but thrive if that community is consciously created. That's why I believe communities can be your unfair advantage when it comes to building the life of your dreams, creating a business that will finance those dreams, or creating the impact that will change the world.
Yeah. It's so true, man. Look at all the people, I mean, you and I, we've been on stages a few times, and as I think about even some of the people that I've been on the stage with that are early on in my career, when I, you know, apply and I figured out a way to be in those environments and land those gigs, and people that went on building great communities. Look at Tom Bilou, right? I'm a big fan over here on the backstage. And one day I called it when I was young. I said, one day I'm going to be on backstage with Tom Bilou and we're going to become friends. I'm going to share a few stories. The guy sold Quest for $1 billion and went on to building an incredible community with his university, right? And it's like you put yourself around, like you hang around the barbershop, you become it. Jay Shetty, he on backstage, he saw me speaking and he was like, wow. He was over there in the front row watching me talk and he was mind blown. Then we went backstage and we started talking and exchanged phone numbers and, early on in his career, but then you end up, the world will manifest. It will put great people around you. And now you're in a place where you're documenting everything. Like I often teach, I tell my friends, if you are so great, show me, don't tell me. Share your great knowledge. Share your best strategies. I often, every time that we do a show, for some of you guys paying attention with the words going in underneath, I'm always sharing great things. Like if you guys go to one of my sites, I share such a powerful framework, Alexi, called How to Bypass the Conscious Mind into the Subconscious so you can create a buying frenzy much faster. You're able to compress decades into years. Right? You're not going to make money overnight. As you and I know, it takes, you got to put in time, you got to put in the work, you got to get out there, start putting videos once a day on all social media platforms. Educate. The stuff that you charge, give that away for free. A little bird tell me that you're about to give it away a $2,500 course for free that I ask you to do it here. I say, what is something powerful that you can give it away to our audience? That's mind freaking blowing. Like this course that I give it away, you guys go on getonmorestages.com, click on free gift. It's worth priceless. People pay me often $25,000 to do a 1-hour workshop in it. But my friend Alexi, I challenge him also to give something powerful. And he's about to mind blow. I told you guys are going to have a special gift for everybody that stay here until the end. And he's going to tell you right now on how to grab this gift and what is the best place that you hang around the most, my friend, that people can follow up with your incredible wisdom and all the great things that you are doing. So let us know, where can they find you, Alexi? Where do you hang around the most? And then let us know, how can they get this incredible gift before we get to the final question of the show, which you guys already know, to talk about your eulogy. So before we go there, what is the best place that my audience, they can continue this conversation, they can follow you? Where do you hang out most?
So most people can find me on all social media. I am present there. Mainly my executive assistant is the one who handles all those accounts for me at this point in my life and career. And the place that I love hanging out the most these days is something of a hard project that I've been working on. It's been a dream of mine for decades. And it really was taken to the next level by another entrepreneur that I'm inspired by. This guy's name is Alex Hermosi. And he said, listen, if you're going to give something away that people are willing to pay for. And since we've been having such an amazing time connecting with Carlos behind the scenes, getting this conversation ready for you guys, he asked me, like, what could you give to my community that could be priceless? And I said, well, the most valuable thing I own is my time. And I have limited supply of that. The second most valuable thing I own is my intellectual property. It's what I can bring, what I can teach, what I can pay it forward with. And third most important thing is the community and the network I get to be a part of, because it's a true pleasure and an honor to be part of my network and to pay it forward to this amazing organization. And so I decided to give it all away. I'm just in that kind of mood. And if they go to onerelationshipaway/gift, they will get the ultimate gift.
So onerelationshipaway.com.
Yes, /gift.
All right, guys, just to
and let's make sure to leave it in the show notes that way if somebody's driving or listening,
Yes,
while
do
they're.
not try to write it down right now. For you guys, this is being live right now. We are on no, we are on LinkedIn, Facebook, and X right now in real time live. So on all these platforms, we'll have this underneath the descriptions in the comments. Whenever the show if you are listening to this episode, it will be on the show notes. And then later on down the line, if you see this on YouTube, it will also be under the descriptions and on the pinned comments on YouTube. So this way, don't worry about it. Everything that we are talking about here. You guys will be able to see it under the comments. So one relationship away.com / gift. I love it.
And Carlos, the reason why they might want to grab that gift before it goes away is this, because I don't know if I'll always give it away, to that level.
It
Because
is a
right now
powerful
that
gift, and I'm very
mastermind is
excited that you're
worth.
giving to our audiences. It's a powerful gift. It's you guys that are here right now live and listening. I love it. So thank you for giving that for them.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's just be honest, right? If I were to charge for that mastermind, it would be at least $1,200 a year. The book strategy at minimum $2,500, and literally, I've charged my clients $25,000 to take them through that strategy. Granted, it's with me directly, but if you go through the special private training that I just created with a dear friend of mine that was, doing an amazing event out of Europe, we literally got on for an hour conversation, a talk, and we were there 2.5 hours later with a full blueprint, step by step, how anybody can take their idea, can take their knowledge and put it into this book format. They don't need me. As long as they have that training, they go through, they take the action, they will see the results. I would bet money on it, because this is not just informational, this is tested knowledge. This is what I do with my clients. One of the first things that we do is see if we can take their content and create a video book out of it. Now we create some other strategies that you will learn as part of the special private training. And when you get that gift, you'll literally receive a community that has all the elements that you'll ever need. Number one, the most amazing shared specialized knowledge. You will not find this knowledge anywhere, or if you do, it's definitely going to be more than what you're paying for it. Number two, you will have the most amazing group mentorship, as long as you're willing to show up and add value to the community. And last but not least, you'll have strategic partners for a lifetime. And if you want to get to know Carlos even better, he's going to be joining the community too, because we see the value of coming together as the lines of industry, sharing some of our best practices, our best resources, so that we can do better and you can be part of that.
And guess what, guys? I'm gonna be speaking for his group tomorrow live. Tomorrow is November. So you guys know we recording this show live. So tomorrow, November 2nd, I'm going to be speaking live for his clients and his private group. That those some of this he could easily charge thousands of dollars per year for that. I will put it. He created a flyer for me as a speaker for the event with the Zoom and the information. I will put it there for you guys watching us live or the replay between now and tomorrow morning. You'll be able to go under the comments and you will see the flyer that he created for me as a speaker for his group tomorrow. And we're gonna bring the heat. I'm just gonna give you a hint. You guys, this over here, this interview is just a little teaser, with us sharing knowledge. You guys know we always try this podcast, guys, as you guys know, right? We try to bring the best and the brightest clients to the show, people that really done something, they're out there, they're helping, they're giving back. You guys know me. I'm always raising money for causes to helping people. My friend Alexi donated some money for the causes. The guy is just an incredible human being, loving helping others. We have so many amazing people that have been on the show, athletes, NFL, musicians, CEOs, founders, people that are no longer alive that have been here. So the way how you guys can repay it back is like, comment, share, leave a review on Apple, on Spotify, type in Carlos Inspire Show on Google, and go on all those stations on Spotify, on Apple. We are 5-star review. And but every single one, we always asking for more reviews. We're always asking for more love, because even if you don't have money, but if all you can do is supporting us with your likes and your comments and tagging somebody here, right? Having them listen to the replay of this episode or watch it, and then have them go through the free gift that Alex is giving, right? Like he said, that he doesn't know how long he'll keep that there. It's a priceless thing that he's giving away, because I always like to challenge my guests to give something. And right now, since we get into holiday mode, Thanksgiving, this is better than Black Friday. This is free, $2,500, priceless stuff that I'm going to be challenging a lot of my guests to be giving away some of their best stuff. Because, I often talk about, I think Alex Ramos is stolen that one from me. I speak in a lot of masterminds. You give your best, and then you come back. Because if you give it away some fluffy stuff, here's the 3 steps for this or 5 steps for that, and if it's lame, they won't come back. They will unsubscribe. They will say, they will block your email. So why are you gonna do that? When you give something away, give your best, and I promise you, they will come back for more, because you deserve more. And I want to give you more. And now I'm challenging my guests and my friends to give more. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And now it leads us to the final question of the show. It's your eulogy, Alexi. Is 70 years from now, and you are 100 years old, and your best friend's going to be there. If I happen to be alive before you, I'll be there listening to some AC/DC, smoking a cigar, drinking some tea or whiskey. And they're going to say, Alexi was dot, dot, dot. In your own word, Alexi, who was Alexi?
Carlos, wow, that's a very powerful question. And then I haven't thought about it much, but if I had to just speak from my heart, first and foremost, I would say that the people that truly knew me and that were part of my life, that would say that I made a difference, that he truly cared. He showed up when it mattered, even if it wasn't convenient for him. I think that's probably the key elements that I would love to hear as part of my eulogy, is to just be reminded of the stories of the people that I made a difference for. Because if this life is all about me, as I said before, I've gone through the experience of not really wanting to be here. And the reason why I choose to be here is because I get a chance to pay it forward every day, every moment, with every relationships that I get to touch. And hopefully today, I got a chance to touch your life. And if you receive the gifts, may it not only change your life, but the life of your family, your community, and one day the world would know your name and will never be the same, because you try to shine your light and make a difference in the world by paying it forward.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. One relationship away.com/gift. A gift that can totally change your life, value priceless, offered by my guests to all of you listening to the episode. That's your Black Friday gift right there, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys are watching live, join us tomorrow. We're going to rock and roll. You see all the information below. I'm going to be speaking, doing a keynote for his group. We're going to rock the house. We're going to be bringing powerful strategies there that you guys can implement so that you guys can get paid. You guys know that I love helping people, getting paid to speak on more stages and sharing practical ideas to take it to the next level and shrinking time, and so that I can help you guys make some big money. Once you start making big money, you can buy your time back, hiring a CEO, a CMO, better people in the staff. And now you can do more with what you love, with your kids, your friends, your hobbies, and so that we can get out there and make a difference. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you, my friend Alexi. You guys know the drill. Life, it's all about the mission. Never the commission, and the days that breaks us are truly the days that makes us. Stay blessed.